All right, everybody, welcome in. How you doing? We have a full moon in Taurus this week. Very interesting energy there. We'll talk more about that. Today I'll finish the Aries, or not the Aries, the Libra and Virgo readings for November. And I also have the final session for you guys who are doing my 2026 forecast. That is Tuesday night. So we have had a really good time up until now, and hopefully this will be even better. We're going to be talking about how to use everything I've been teaching you in terms of the astrology for 2026, how to embrace that, how to make it work for you. Okay, that's really what we're going for. And the Mapping Your Timeline astrology program begins this week. So if anybody wants to jump onto those, all the links are in the description box below. Okay. What wants to come through today? Courage, magic, gratitude, and earth. Okay, so I like that came through because I have been, frankly, a little concerned about the full moon in Taurus, especially since 2 days later we have Uranus moving back into Taurus this week. That's only concerning because there's a bit of like a letting go. So some of you are letting go of the way you used to think about money or what made you feel comfortable. You might be stepping into something new. All right, I see Capricorn here on the bottom. So there's definitely something about like a trap, a thing that, you kind of got yourself into and now it's overwhelming, or you thought it wasn't going to be a big deal and now you're like paying way too much for something, emotionally, spiritually, physically, financially, paying way too much for something. So it's time for you to take up the mantle of change, the courage energy, and manifest what it is you really want. This magic and gratitude is also here for you. And hey, I'm really super grateful that I'm at this place, but now I'm ready to move in a new direction, or I'm ready to go down this other road I want to have been going down. Is that too many words? Yes, it is. King of Wands, Tower. Holy poker. That's Pluto energy. Pluto's in Aquarius right now. So the Temperance card, Sagittarius, 3 of Swords, 5 of Wands, and the 4 of Swords. I've been seeing this. Okay, there it is again, 2 of Swords. There's definitely somebody coming back into your life that may have, I don't know, could be it could be a Taurus, could be a Gemini, Aries, Sagittarius, somebody coming back into your life there was a messy end to it, or there was a kind of a hurtful end to it, or something like that. I see you as kind of like barricading the door. Like, no. But I also feel like there's a little bit of excitement about this. Like maybe this could be different. Queen of Cups. No doubt about that. Queen of Cups, the 5 of Cups, sadness, the Death card. There's definitely an ending this week. Some of you are receiving this person in because they've been going through an ending of their own. Knight of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, the Sun card. Love that. After the Death card, I like that Sun card. Woo! 4 of Wands, 10 of Wands, 6 of Swords. Smooth sailing. I feel like there's a lot to work out, though. There's a lot here. So there's big change coming in. I have been seeing a lot of big changes before the end of this year. Next year, February 20th, we have Saturn and Neptune stepping onto the world stage at 0 degrees of Aries. There's definitely a new world being birthed February 20th. So it's not surprising to me, nor should it be surprising to you, that it's almost like musical chairs. Like getting to the place you want to be at when the music stops. And I feel like everybody is kind of rushing around to find their place in the new world, right? I've got to move on from this. I've got to end this. I've got to get some, direction in my life. There's the hurried energy, or the amplified energy is getting you to purge some things. I feel like some of you have been holding on to hurt for too long. It's time to purge it. It's time to get rid of it. It's time to transmute it into something better. Okay? Like, I feel like you've been nursing this wound for too long. Don't do the same thing again, but there's definitely, if you want to watch a reading, oh my gosh, about don't doing the same thing again, yesterday's for whoever, there's, love coming back in, and like, don't do the same thing again that got you jammed into this place. So this feels like new beginnings with a different intention in mind. So intentionality matters. If you intend to have a relationship because you want to be happy, maybe getting happiness first is what's being asked of you here. And then you'll be happy no matter what happens in the relationship. If you want to, create a lot of money in your life, or create a lot of security, or create a lot of abundance in your life, the old habits of Taurus need to go first. You have to clean the slate before the new thing comes in. I feel like that's what November, December, January is all about, is about cleaning the slate before the new thing comes in. You've got to pull the old stuff out by the roots. Okay, the Tower. Why is the Tower here? And intentionality about happiness, like, let's be happy no matter what. Other people are going to mess up. Other people are going to be foolish and stupid and all those kind of things. But my goal is to be happy no matter what. So I'm going to focus on that. And then you either enhance my life, or if you're detracting from my happiness, deal breaker. Okay. Not in a way that's like, well, this is a situation, but more in terms of how you behave, right? There's a difference there. Why is the Tower here? 9 of Wands. What have you learned? 3 of Wands. What do you expect? The Chariot coming in, 7 of Swords, 2 of Wands, and the Judgment card. So there's opportunity to move forward. I'm getting the 6 of Swords, only after the old is dead. The old you needs to go. The old, if there's a person coming back in, the old them is dead, right? Something like that. There needs to be a brand new decision, a brand new choice. The 7 of Swords says that there's sneakiness, or there might be a lack of clarity. 7 of Swords in their intentionality. Knight of Cups, the 6 of Wands. The 8 of Cups, yes, there's a lack. Okay, Ace of Cups. So there's definitely something about like asking for what you want, also asking for truth around someone's intentionality. And in the past, you might not have done that because you don't want to look foolish. You don't want to look presumptuous. You don't want to seem like you're getting ahead of yourself or whatever. But I feel like expectations may have, sort of run you aground in the past. Like, I have an expectation that the reason this person is back in my life, there's an intentionality to it. I have an expectation about this person. This is what they're doing in my life. And they can be erroneous. They can be true. But I get the feeling, I'm not seeing the Queen of Swords here, but I feel like the Queen of Swords is here that says, I'm just gonna ask you a question. I'm just gonna get real clear on this. Just want to be real clear. So you got to be real clear with you. All right, you got to be real clear with you. What is the full moon in Taurus? What is that energy about for us this week? The full moon in Taurus. Fixed earth energy. 8 of Pentacles. investing. I want to invest my time and energy, which is Pentacles, my time and energy, to go toward this happiness, to go toward what I'm looking for. Like, I'm not going to compromise that or something. Page of Wands, very excited about new opportunities. The Hanged Man here and the Ace of Swords. So very excited about new opportunities here. And I'm kind of surrendering to some kind of truth. It's almost like I can't just shine it on anymore. I can't just expect that you and I have the same intentionality. So I'm gonna need to ask you some questions. And I'm going to suspend my disbelief. I'm going to surrender to whatever it is. I'm not going to, if you're lying to me, then I'm walking away. I feel like your bullshit meter is really good right now. Okay. The Six of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, new start, new day. Yeah. The Fool card here and the Nine of Swords. Boy, this is something that it strikes me that is exciting and terrifying at the same time. There's a new opportunity, and I am getting a little bit of, I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to mess it up. And I also want to make it be a certain thing. You can only control you. You control what you want, what your direction in life is. And, maybe I don't want to be disappointed. Maybe I want this to be like the happily ever after. Maybe I want this person to have the same intention. But I feel like this 10 of Wands here says, I'd rather know now. Before I go getting involved in this, I'd rather know now. And I've made the mistake in the past of not knowing right now, not knowing until much later. And that's way more expensive. It's way more heartbreaking. I just want to know. Okay. Something about that. Now, what is this? Let's see, ask Archangel Michael for a little help here. Because you're definitely on a new path. Favorable outcome, self-respect, admit the truth to yourself and act accordingly, and take your time. Take your time. If you have been somebody who rushes in the past, then you're turning into the Knight of Pentacles, slow and steady. Okay. If you are somebody who has been the Queen of Cups in the past, and there has been a lot of loss, that's because you've been giving away your heart before you know really the intentionality of the other person. And if you've been really romantic about a situation, maybe you end up doing the whole thing or being the one who's responsible for holding up the tent. This is the thing that you're moving away from. And I like this because this says, I got to admit this truth to myself. I can't go, I got to admit this truth to myself. I can't go creating these worlds. What's the truth? And the full moon in Taurus, depending on where you have it in your chart, but Taurus is is our values, our self-worth, what makes us feel valued. And if you have had habits in the past that have undercut how you feel about yourself, or you have given yourself over to someone who isn't on the same page, then I feel like this week is going to be a big opportunity for you to say, yep, that works for me, or no, it doesn't. Okay. And the only way to do that is by asking the embarrassing questions. Now, I've said that a lot on this channel. And why are we getting it this week? I mean, the full moon in Taurus in many ways can be something that, let's use a different deck, can be about letting go of a comfort zone, right? Letting go of a comfort zone, letting go of how I approach my connections. And Taurus is the opposite of Scorpio. So you're needing to, whenever there's too much of one energy, this is a little astrology lesson for you. Whenever there's too much of one energy, you add the opposite. So there's too much, if there's too much of Taurus, too much rigidity, what's the low vibe of Taurus? Rigidity, stubbornness, very risk averse. Then you're needing to add a little more Scorpio, a little more risk, a little more self-trust, a little more loyalty, right? A bit of loyalty to yourself is really what you're going to need to add in. Too much Scorpio, too much risk. I value myself, Taurus. I'm valuing myself more. So either way, those things are going to really help this week. And the full moon is basically saying, let go of how you used to value yourself, especially if it got you nowhere, or if it got you hurt, or got you clobbered by other people. Let go of that and embrace this transformation. Embrace this transformation. Yep. You've changed. And I mean that in a really good way. High Priestess, you're trusting your intuition these days. The Page of Cups and the Chariot. So this person is going to be a little sheepish. They're going to come in with an apology, and then they're going to expect to move ahead with you quickly. And I feel like you setting their expectations is going to be even more important than you knowing your own intentionality. Set their expectations correctly. Give yourself time. Give yourself, I feel like this comes in very suddenly. So it's like you're gonna have to be prepared, because this is gonna come in very fast. The Knight of Swords, and you're gonna be the opposite energy of this Knight of Pentacles. Slow down, Myrtle. We got some talking to do. All right, I'm gonna keep going on this. Let's see where we go. Full moon in Taurus, and Uranus moving into Taurus 2 days later. If you let go of your old ways 2 days later, surprise. All right, thereabouts. Link is below if you want to continue on with me. Pathfinders, let's just keep going. All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.